get it.
All right, that is LUNATIC-HAI with match point. Fans are behind them, but they still do need to win on Route 66.
The fans would always be behind them. Doesn't matter. These guys could be getting 3-0'd right now by mighty AOD, and
if you watch the Season 2 final, that is precisely what happened.
I mean, that was just deafening.
Oh God!
I mean, I've been to concerts that have hurt my ears less than that.
Mm-hmm. It's the piercing nature of the cheering. Comes to LUNATIC-HAI fans, but so passionate.
Very shrill.
Yeah.
At times. But it's good. It's good to see that fandom coming out for, you know, a team like LUNATIC-HAI in a very new game. So having that much support already is a very good sign for this team that seems to have quite a bit of longevity.
Oh, certainly. Absolutely. But losing to mighty AOD would be bad. So let's see whether they can continue the good form of the last two maps.
That would be very bad for Lung.
Yeah.
Already scouting coming through here, not going to spot anything, so Jaehong just going to be swapping over. He's on the out of this time, not going to be seeing the Zenyatta out of him. And it will just be that triple DPS here for LUNATIC-HAI with Eska operating in onto the Soldier.
I actually like this from LUNATIC-HAI. Of course, they were running this exact composition, but with the Zenyatta instead. And I feel like you can have the Ana if you've got Jaehong on your team. It's because he's so incredibly good at that pick.
I do like Jaehong coming through on the Ana. Seems like he can take care of himself in the backside of the fight a bit more so than when he's on the Zenyatta. The dueling potential just really isn't there. You have a bit more tools as the Ana, but DM's going to find that nice first kill coming through as Who Are You goes down.
Yeah. And Erster as well, now just taking control of this payload. AOD, good defense so far. Good climb of the wall. Kiddo's being frustrating on this Tracer. Oh, Eska, you are in so much trouble. Trying to charge that ultimate where he can, but oh. Jaehong throws out the nano, but it was more like desperation there at that stage. DM grabs the kill onto him. It's going to be Fate answering. What can they do on the side of mighty AOD to stave this off as Miro jumps forward with that Primal Rage?
For a kill, yeah, finally takes out DM. Can he get more is going to be the question. This does open up for the payload to be pushed as everybody is just shoved back in through the doorway of the mine shaft. So they will go ahead and get quite a bit of distance gained for themselves. But overall, it's using out two of those ultimates. Seems like this might just end up the final push. Thorn cut wrapping around from the side. Trying to go ahead and contest this one, but Sleep dies right off the bat. And as does Erster, Eska finishes them off. Yeah, so it could just be them going to their deaths one after the other.
Looking very good for LUNATIC-HAI so far. I think it's just try and get out or try and die as quickly as possible inside of mighty AOD so they don't get staggered. Who Are You does at least fall down.
DM's really got it out for Who Are You with those Helix rockets, it seems.
Yep. Also doesn't seem to care much about his own life. Just wants to kill Who Are You if he can. Eska flanking play as the rest of his team around, but oh, very close. Falling down on the side of Erster. Very close to that Dragon Blade as well, but Who Are You? He's already got his charged up. In fact, ults are plenty on the side of LUNATIC-HAI. That is going to be Fate using his though, just trying to disrupt, get them away from this payload, and actually jumps on top of it as well. But Who Are You is going to be able to throw as many things into this guy as he wants, and there's the sound barrier for LUNATIC-HAI to just really get rid of mighty AOD.
I mean, honestly, it just really helps eat up all that damage that was coming out from DM, who popped that sound barrier. Who Are You goes forward. Didn't draw out the nano blade, so not quite as profitable as it could have been, but still gets rid of the nano boost aspect there. So he will still have the ultimate. So not a worst case scenario for LUNATIC-HAI as far as the Genji is concerned. They're going to get a nice shove back here onto mighty AOD and get some decent push going on, but there's still plenty of ultimates from mighty. They can contest this. They have time.
Yeah. 3.5 minutes on the clock, but this payload is getting closer and closer to the doorway, and there's the nano blade.
Oh, wow.
Erster immediately gets rid of Toby. That is good news, and Miro's going to fall down as well. So no front line, that's the triple. Who Are You's going to answer. He has his own Dragon Blade out, but DM's going to be able to pick up that kill. So mighty AOD gather control back against LUNATIC-HAI.
I mean, take a look at Profit there, and it definitely goes in favor of Erster. 3 kills for him to the 1 of Who Are You, and just completely halts that push coming through from LUNATIC-HAI. Still 3 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time to get towards that point B, but AOD, they do have to invest quite a few of their ultimates there. Pulse Bomb out from Kiddo, not going to find anything.
Well,
Not really going to force him off that high ground either.
No. Kido dancing, trying to do what he can in towards the back end, but it's a good barrier to stop a lot of this harass damage. Thorncut grabs the first kill as there's Esker with that tack visor. Thorncut's able to take him down, but he did get a lot of damage across Mighty AOD. It's now 5 versus 3. We have the respawns coming in. There we are. Who are you? Finally inserting some dominance here in this Genji battle. Toby's going to get the boop onto Fate.
Yeah, not exactly the pathing that he wanted to take, was just trying to kite away from Miro, buy some time, but runs straight into the welcoming arms of Who Are You, who finishes him off and just gets that much more meter built up for his ultimate. Still contest coming through. It's going to be the Nanovisor perhaps here from DM. Yeah, goes ahead, pops both of them, finds J-Hunk, gets Kido off the bat, so finds 2, some good profit coming through from that ultimate use. Won't get too much else off the backside. It does get taken out at the end by Who Are You, but kills being answered on both sides as Mighty keeps trying to defend this payload right in front of point B.
Yeah, both Winston's actually getting focused there, but it's Miro that melts a little bit faster than Fate. Mighty AOD once again claim control. In fact, their bulky front line still there. Still able to get this pushing back ever so slowly, and this particular defense point is working out for Mighty AOD for the moment after what was a very, very quick initial push from LUNATIC-HAI.
Yeah, they've drained that clock quite a bit here. Good showing for them, and they still have some ult economy, which is a good thing to see. They're not just dumping everything in all at once. They're constantly having something else to follow up, such as the Dragon Blade from Mercer, who finds one, but gets answered over by Who Are You with his own, gets a double kill, taking out Kareem, looking for more. Once that second support.
Self-destruct. Oh, actually falls down below, so he's going to survive, but it's going to get Kido. Not good for the Tracer player, and Thorncut's going to answer again. So nicely done by this Diva.
I mean, honestly, this is totally fine from the side of Mighty AOD. Urster dies, Dragon Blade out, doesn't matter because there's no ground being gained by LUNATIC-HAI. J-Hong going to be swapping over towards the Zenyatta because he acknowledges we have to get rid of these tanky frontliners that are just eating up so much of our time. Throw out that Discord Orb, get it down onto Fate, get it down on the Thorncut, pop the suit as quickly as possible so we can actually get this payload moving because they're the ones that are delaying it.
Yeah, Fate has been playing very, very well as Esker now is some high ground, able to get some harassment out. We'll see whether Mighty AOD actually try and address that or whether they stay as a group. It is going to be Who Are You getting a dash through kill on Dakarov to start things off. That is good news. Pulse Bomb doesn't find anyone, but Esker with the tack visor once again. Starting to rip these guys up. Giddo just dealing with the Lucio. This should be it. LUNATIC-HAI should be able to get towards point B.
Yeah, they finally can shove through here, and honestly, it was going to be a big question of whether or not J-Hunk can stay alive. They keep pushing in. Thorncut, you can see here, immediately gets shredded out, just trying to buy as much as he can. But with just a couple meters left, won't get too much there, but it's only a minute and a half on the clock for LUNATIC-HAI to try to make it all the way through the garage to that final point of C.
And Thorncut is going to make it back here, but a little bit of extra room to move, just with the fact that the Diva died so late. But everybody else on Mighty AOD able to make it to safety. Now LUNATIC-HAI to set up. Fate able to switch back to the Reinhardt now that we're in this enclosed space with these choke points. You can utilize that Earth Shatter so beautifully, and the shield is so invaluable. Urster switching over as well, so we've got ourselves the Roadhog.
See how quickly he can build this up. A lot of ultimates on the way here from the side of LUNATIC-HAI. Crucially going to be the Transcendence as one of them. Yeah, actually opening up. Nice flanking position. Comes in from the back side. Takes out 2. J-Hong dying right up the bat with Toby.
So much of a damage opportunity here as Mighty AOD just clean up LUNATIC-HAI. Have to get themselves all the way back out.
And now it's going to be realistically one push here for LUNATIC-HAI. They're going to have to go all in with everything that they have. Transcendence, Dragon Blade, need to come up huge with this.
They do at least have those options available now. So you throws that one down immediately. Nano already boosting up this Reinhardt, who's so difficult to kill, and the self-destruct stops Who Are You from being able to do anything. Earthshatter not quite finding the right targets, and Miro is able to take down DM, who's so much of the DPS. Mighty AOD are melting. That's 3 dead already. LUNATIC-HAI will start this payload moving again, but they will have to do this whole push in overtime. Good stagger kill onto Ursa as there goes the mech suit.
It was a 3-for-1 there. They clean up at the end. They get rid of Thorncut out of the suit. But can they complete this one? Overtime running. It's going to be at such a point that if they get off the point for just a couple seconds from something like that whole hog pushing them off. The overtime clock will drop and LUNATIC-HAI will lose out on the push. See how long they can hold on to this one for. Jumping in the back line is Thorncut over in onto the Winston. Goes low, almost goes down, barely staying alive, and J-Hawk gets picked off, and Urster finds Skeeto. The kills coming through from Mighty AOD as 3 are dead at the side of LUNATIC-HAI. But who are you? Another Dragon Blade coming through, dashes through, finds Karif, gets sleep, takes out Fate, might just do it on his own, but Urster finishes him off right at the end. Now it's all on Eska by himself, blocking as much as he can, buying time as best as possible with this D.Va. But can the rest of the team join in time to keep this one going? It looks like the answer is going to be yes. Skeeto comes back through on this Tracer. Has been dodging it on the damage so far. Jukes off to the side. Doesn't get caught by the hook, but gets caught by the Earth Shatter. They get taken down. The clock will drop. So close to completing that one, but Mighty hold off on that push, stopping that 3-point cap from coming through from the side of LUNATIC-HAI.
I mean, they still have to make it all the way up, but that was so intense. The side of Mighty AOD, because it looked like LUNATIC-HAI might have been able to do it. Unfortunately, just did not happen. Had so many buttons available to them as well. I mean, LUNATIC-HAI just invested everything to try and get to that overtime push, right? But when you do that, you have to stave off a team that probably has a few more Qs than you do.
I mean, given the amount of time that they had, probably a little bit more of a push than LUNATIC-HAI should have gotten from the side of Mighty AOD. But again, basically all the way to point C is what Mighty needs to do to keep this alive, to take us to a game number 5. Otherwise, LUNATIC-HAI will be winning this set right here, right now.
Let's see what LUNATIC-HAI decide to do as far as their defensive composition is concerned. Could be just the triple DPS one more time. It's Mighty AOD. See whether they have anything special planned. Sort of escort maps do seem to be pretty standard these days. But LUNATIC-HAI are really committed. They really do like utilizing Gitto on this this triple DPS type setup.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Gitto has been having a pretty good start, you'd have to say, for his Apex debut.
Well, definitely a flexible start as well. He's played all roles.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of different heroes as well.
He's done a very good job on the whole.
Now you can see LUNATIC-HAI actually setting up with a little bit more of an aggressive take on this defense.
Could get spotted out. You can see Fate hovering on the Hanzo at the moment, so just going to try to get a bit of a scouting report to see if he's able to spot anything for his team.
So Garrett flies through. See a couple.
They get sight of 3 as LUNATIC-HAI is playing around this high ground up on top of the canyon here.
Gitto being frustrating towards the low ground there, as well as Eska standing well and truly far back. Barrier is going to be eaten, but look at this dive in. While you on doing battle with the Winston up towards the top, LUNATIC-HAI are going to move themselves back to more defensible ground.
Really just playing around this corner, trying to poke out where they can, get that ultimate advantage coming through with their economy, but ultimately will likely have to go ahead and peel back around the gas station.
Diemik being so frustrating there in that front line, and it's going to be LUNATIC-HAI grabbing a couple of kills here. Make that 3, as Mighty AOD may have overstepped their bounds just a little bit, and Gitto taking advantage of this quite nicely. Can he get the kill onto the Lucio? That could get the stagger that they're looking for.
It makes its way over the health pack, though, so yeah, it's not worth overstaying. The rest of the team is getting ready to come through from the respawn, so best for Gitto to go ahead and back off. Already has his ultimate charge ready. And honestly, even with the stagger, Mighty AOD was already just going to have to wait and gather up, so it wouldn't have bought them too much extra time. So just taking the measured play here is Gitto. Starts playing around the front to J-Hawk. You can hear him tossing out that nano boost already.
On the Miro,
going to Miro. Has to pop that Primal Rage out of desperation. Looking for the knockoffs off the map, but won't quite be able to find any yet.
Yeah, wants to make sure he gets into a decent position to help his team, as well as DM's able to take down Who Are You with another Helix Rocket. This guy's aim on that projectile is pretty damn good, as Gitto is able to answer. Thorncut does fall down. A lot of the front line now dead on the side of Mighty AOD. But Fate so close to having that Primal Rage of his own. Miro is going to fall, so monkey advantage over to Mighty AOD, and they've got a lot of Q buttons. Eska throws down his. Can this tack visor find the kills that they need? It's going to be an answering sound barrier to deny it completely.
Yeah, just making sure that he has to chew through something before he can actually get any kills. And DM now having his own is going to go ahead, toss that out, operating from the high ground, trying to get as much damage in as he possibly can, but Hasn't really found any kills yet. Jae-Hong gets taken out. Yet again, the Helix Rocket. Fine, who are you? I swear these things are just locked onto him.
Is there a heat seeker or something like that?
Yeah, they take him out. That's going to be a big opening now as LUNATIC-HAI suffers heavy losses. You can see Guido trying to retreat as best as possible, but Erster stalks him out, takes him down. And that will be the completion here. 4 minutes for the Streets phase as Mighty AOD keeps progressing.
Yeah, relatively similar to what LUNATIC-HAI was able to lock in for their first point as well. So Mighty AOD timing nicely, but it was towards the end of this Streets phase that was a bit of a problem for LUNATIC-HAI and was where Mighty AOD was able to buy a lot of time. Now Erster just being frustrating, jumping around on this Genji. Two-tank composition has been working out quite well for Mighty AOD.
Hard decent ult coming through as who are you?
Yeah.
Guido have both been playing very far forward up onto the payload, trying to stop this as best as they can. By a little bit of time, but we'll start moving up here, progressing for the side of Mighty.
Mira so far back, and he is their front line right now. Crib, he's going to get cut down. Who are you? Looking for more. He's going to be able to grab the double kill for himself. And Thorncut has to get that mech the heck out of there. Eska, he's going to get a Helix Rocket kill of his own. Fate's going to fall down. So LUNATIC-HAI on the defense. Get a lot of kills over quite a decent period of time there as well.
Really good play by Who Are You right there off the bat. Jumps in onto Karib and immediately throws up the deflection just in case the Sleep Dart comes through so he can deny that, make sure that he can get the Nano Blade off, and, or with the Dragon Blade off, and comes up with multiple kills, picks off Erster at the end. So really good play coming out from him, and this is what we expect from him from the start. Took a little while.
Yep, Mira now just going to throw down the Primal Rage and try and delay this for as long as possible. Guido's going to be able to take down Thorncut as well. So important to get rid of that Diva. That defense matrix is just so useful. Now, Mighty AOD are just trying to get back to their payload.
I mean, but look at how many ultimates they have ready to go. Thorncut just used that self-destruct and didn't gain much, but they still have 5 in the bank, including a Nano Blade or a Nano Visor, depending on what they want to pair together. See, though, Erster dashing forward has that heal deny coming through, and even with the sound barrier, gets taken out as Eska just rips right through him with his tack visor. He does find Jae-Hong, and DM fires back with that Nano Visor, finds 2 for himself, Toby being one of them. Yeah, good openings for the side of Mighty AOD, 4 dead on the side of LUNATIC-HAI, as that payload should get moving relatively shortly here. You know, just buying a little bit of time, but ultimately will go down. LUNATIC-HAI still have plenty of time to go ahead and keep contesting this.
So are you the only one with an ultimate that's really close to being available, apart from Guido, with the fact that Pulse Bomb recharges so quickly? So LUNATIC-HAI need to buy some time without that many resources. However, on the side of Mighty AOD, it's a similar story. Now, see where they are going to do their defense, because this is the point that was very, very difficult for Mighty AOD, so for LUNATIC-HAI last time around. Alright, Guido, Thorncut is going to lose his mech, and that's a good Pulse Bomb onto Sleep there as well to start things off for LUNATIC-HAI. The new player, we're talking about the fact that he was finding his legs, he most certainly has. Who Yu's just going to slice Fate in what looked like the ankles.
It drops straight down and through that bubble, taking him out. Now DM in a bad spot, getting left on by multiple members as they get shoved back into these tunnels here.
LUNATIC-HAI just being bullies at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to buy as much time. Even if they get that cap, they want to have it happen in overtime. But if they can avoid that situation, they'll definitely take it. Dragon Blade, a Primal Rage coming through.
There's a Nano Primal Rage that they can possibly utilize to get something done, but DM also almost has that Tack Visor. We'll see what they decide to do. DM is not even going to have it ready just yet. And he's zoned out completely. Who Are You grabs the first kill, second one. Oh my god. LUNATIC-HAI just press the Q buttons on their DPS and take down Mighty AOD. So many of these kills coming out now. Sound barrier there just to make sure. We are in overtime, it's ticking down. They're trying to just buy as much time as possible, but Mighty AOD, they just cannot get back here.
They have the Tracer dashing around, trying to be a nuisance as much as possible here for Karib. He buys them enough to get back in on the payload, but Miro dashing forward, takes out Erster, they get rid of Thorncut, big delay tools. A bit